What's good, guys? We're back. It's Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska. That is Wayno. He is Akademiks.
Wayno, who you look like you about to rob today, bro? Like, what's
you?
going on?
You the one with the money in the house, nigga. That's what you said.
Who, me?
Trying to find out where you live at.
I'm back to being broke. I'm back to being broke.
Back to being broke.
And I'm back to wearing black. And, you know, Wayno does like designer, so I'm back in free clothes.
Oh, that's the reason why I thought you ran out.
You're the Nadeska.
You right the
You
fuck.
can't let me rock for like 2 seconds. Anyway, I am very sick, so I'm trying to stay away from you. I don't want to get y'all all infected. I'll also keep my voice down.
You infect us every day.
So that, we're good things, pause. We're with wisdom, understanding, knowledge, nigga.
I don't know if I've ever taken any wisdom from
Knowledge,
you.
nigga. Hey, y'all good this morning, though?
Other than me being barely able to sleep last night, I'm good, you know? We got some good topics today. I'm excited to, you know, do what I love to do.
Yeah.
So Gucci Mane just dropped an album. He was up here last week. Then he spoke to Charlemagne shortly afterwards. I can say that the energy was a little bit different. So he spoke a lot about the project, all the things he's been going through. And then Charlemagne told him that he didn't know where he got the idea that he was banned from the Breakfast Club. So Gucci goes on to explain how things went down according to him.
But for the record, he's not banned. I don't even know where that came from.
It came from that punk ass bitch, man. And DJ Envy, he's a pussy too. They did that people squirt thing and you wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. Him and the girl, whatever. So he ain't had the nuts to come after he did that. I knew. I was gonna confront him too. I was gonna say, hey man, you know, you got something to say to me? I just want to see what he was gonna say. But I do got an issue with him too. I got an issue with him now. I'm gonna step up to him. Not saying. Just like he stepped to them people were talking about his wife when they came up there. He confronted them. So I'm gonna confront him about what him and Angela did. And
So Envy did share a long response on Instagram. He said, Gucci was never banned from the Breakfast Club. When asked, would I do an interview without Yee, my reply was, I will not do anything unless you clear it with my coworker. We call that writing for your team where I'm from, and he's upset because my coworker defended herself. So yeah, obviously he's still very upset about this. What do you guys think?
Personally, I feel like this is it's a whole long bad timeline that's played out. Because like even from the very get-go and me just watching it, like seeing what both people are angry at. So Gucci says, y'all banned me because of like this interview. Now, in the interview, and it's good to know, like basically what he's talking about and what he even mentioned up here and later in this interview is two different things, right? He basically mentioned in the interview, like, yo, you were trying to link with me, like, back when I came up to whatever. You were asking for hotel rooms. Clearly, oh, my bad. Clearly almost like making it seem like, yo, you were trying to fuck with me, right? And again, we have to get outside of the context of just doing your work here because that's clearly what Gucci did by making that statement, right? Now, in reality, what Gucci's talking about now, he's talking about Angela Yee literally like doing an interview with him on I forgot her show before.
Lip service.
Yeah.
It's not lip service.
Oh yeah, it's another one before that.
It's the one before that where she's pretty flirtatious with all guests, to be fair to her. But Gucci took some of those comments like, yo, you're making a pass at me.
Yeah.
So in his mind, I think he's just always had that in his mind, like, yo, she wants me. So I think when he kind of voiced that on the Breakfast Club, things got awkward. For whatever reason, Angela felt a little bit like, you know, I'm not comfortable with this guy.
Yeah.
And for that reason, she don't want to have an interview with him, you know?
Yeah.
And Gucci, being a quote-unquote real street nigga, he's looking at it like, you're probably, like, what? That's a major outlet. You're stopping my bag, and if he keeps getting that, yo, you can't go up there, you can't go up there, yeah, he's going to feel some type of way. The only thing I don't get is, I get why Angela might feel, like, uncomfortable. Why don't they do the interview without her? Because they do that interview without, like, they interviewed Troy when, who would feel more uncomfortable other than Charlemagne? Like, there's, like, if you know the details of that situation, that's way more serious. And y'all are interviewing this guy, giving him a platform and asking him about things that could really hurt people close or associated to Charlemagne. So when I see that, I'm like, why don't y'all just leave her out the interview and Charlemagne and Envy, y'all hold it down, just do the interview.
Well, I think what you're using the Trey Ave thing as an example, she wasn't there. Like, I know that sometimes they have other obligations, like right now Envy's on vacation or something. So they did the interview without her for that reason. Now,
Which one are you talking about?
the Trey Ave one.
No. I'm talking about Troy Ave in terms of like Charlamagne says, I will not be there.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he sits out every Troy Ave interview because he doesn't like.
Oh, okay.
I guess they probably just like us. We have a group vote.
Yeah.
And if he's like, yo, listen, I'm cool, but if y'all want to do it, y'all gotta do it.
Well, that's the thing. Well, listening to, I did hear the People's Court thing, and I think they just tried to make a joke out of the situation. And Envy was like, well, he said he's not banned here, but I won't do the interview with him, right? And honestly, if Nadeska said that she was uncomfortable with a certain artist or something and she didn't want to do it, then we not doing it. Like, I don't knock him for riding with the team. I feel like this interview was so good,
Right.
and then it just got to a point where I feel like Gucci, he feels a way about it. Excuse me. And I think he feels a way not by the situation that came at hand when they was going back and forth on Instagram, but like the aftermath, that whole People's Court thing. Because I think that he doesn't want to be made a joke of.
No, and I understand Gucci with that too. You know, I think Gucci is doubling down because he's kind of being made to seem like a liar. And even for what he said here and there too, he's like, I wasn't trying to make it a big thing, but now you're making it seem like a liar. Like, again, just to be very clear, like that's the tone of the show that Angela used to be on, but like they were having flirtatious like banter.
Yeah, I mean, it was
wasn't necessarily like a personal invite to like, yo, Gucci, like I want you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I took it that way, but it's flirtatious. And I think when Gucci mentioned that, I don't know what space each of them are in or what's going on, but like
they both in very committed relationships, and I think that when you, not to cut you off, but I think that when you say something like you was on my dick, of course that's gonna, on a public national platform, is gonna make a woman feel like, damn dog, like even if it was that, like the way he said it, I think that's what she was taken back of, you know what I mean? And let's say she was, benefit of the doubt, let's say she was, that was a long time ago, so I don't understand like why he did it in that very moment. You know, maybe he was trying to make a joke out the situation, or he might have felt the way that it didn't go down. I don't know, but I just, this shit got blown out of proportion, crazy.
It's bad. It's a bad timeline mixed with a lot of assumptions. And what they did with playing that clip about, again, Gucci's in a different space, and you, like you're a married man, right? Like if somebody played a clip way out of context about somebody who slept with your child's mom or your wife, and basically had just open commentary on it, you feel a certain type of way. That's why I think he went to threats.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I think he feels some type of way about that. And I think for him, he thought, okay, cool, I said whatever, y'all banned me, I addressed me being banned. Now y'all are trying to explain it away, and y'all throw this random clip in there, which y'all are mentioning my wife, and really not a way that she would want to be perceived even now. Like, she's far past that. And also, you bring Gotti into it. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, I think that's where that energy comes from.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I never co-sign when an artist, like, threatens any media personality. So, like, I do think, even though some people are like, yo, that's the old Gucci, I think how he went about it wrong, but I do think he's passionate about his wife, though.
You know, the thing is, too, also, and I always say this, like, people hype you to do something stupid to call you stupid. Because I feel like, you know, Gucci he did his interview here, he did that interview, and everybody's like, wow, like he's really a changed person. And that one inclination of that, the old way he was still in him, everybody got hype over it, right? Now, let's say he was to do something, not specifically to Envy, but anything to anybody, what's the first thing they're gonna call him? Stupid, right? And I think that he said that because he's upset, not doubting his like him defending himself as a man and nothing like that, but he got too much on the line to be getting himself into them type of situations. So I think he's just, you know, he was upset. And I feel like he got reasons to be upset, and I feel like Yee has reasons to be upset too.
Well, you know, I look at this really on the media side a lot more, you know, because that's where I fall into things. And, you know, I've had situations with artists or artists thinking I said whatever or try to portray them in certain light. So I understand how Angela might be feeling, but also how Gucci probably feeling too. So when I look at Charlamagne, how he fits in the mix, and I'm like, today got to be a little bit awkward. Like, you go back to work and pretty much like you took the power of her being able to defend herself away when you just go do it, and you also didn't put up any like retort for anything he's saying, and you just basically told him, yeah, talk shit about my coworkers, and I'm gonna walk right back in there. So,
well, he in the beginning of the interview, like he said something about it, right? Like he said something about it, and then he moved on from it. I think it's the bringing it up again when he said, "Oh, he wasn't banned," because it seemed like Gucci. He said what he said, and it wasn't that like descriptive, and he just kept it moving. And then at the end, he was like, "Yeah," and I'm going, you know, when I see him, I'm just like, wow, like, you know. But I don't, you can't stop an artist from responding. Like if he felt disrespected, he's gonna respond however he feel fit.
Yeah, but that's your platform. That's your platform, and for me, I think it was clear because I think Envy said in this post, like, "Yo, I was aware of this before it came out. Like, as long as Angela saw this and was cool with it, fine. But like, not everybody would be fine with them just being slandered like that. You know, like if somebody ain't like Nadeska, right, or somebody ain't like me, right, and all right, say Vic Mensa, great. I'm not saying Nadeska can't go like interview Vic Mensa.
Oh, I think that they were Vic Mensa right there.
Now, if she interviews him and the whole time Vic Mensa's like, man, Ak is pure pussy, man. Listen, I can't wait to see him. I'm gonna slap the shit out. And you're basically just sitting there like, okay, that's great. Oh, this is good.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
That feels a little bit sucker-ish. You feel me? Now, if she comes back with the content and be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I interviewed Vic Mensa. He brought you up. He said these couple of things. Like, is this cool?
So you're
like,
not blindsided by it?
Yeah, you know, like, if that's the case, like, it might be some shit where I'm like, yo, we talking shit anyway. Let it rock. Or it might be it might depend on, that's not me, because I love all the content. But it might be somebody else who says, nah, edit that out. Like that. Like,
yeah, they don't want to be.
I don't think Angela Yee wants to get into tit for tat with Gucci. I'm being honest.
I mean,
like,
you don't want to.
Gucci saying certain shit that, number one, as a woman, you can never look too good at. Like when somebody calls you, like, basically a really thirsty groupie or a slut or something like that, like, that's basically what he's kind of like alluding to. As a woman in media, what you gonna do? You have no retort.
Facts.
So, with that being said, like, she definitely don't want to get into tit for tat. So, I think in this situation, like, I think she would have probably hollered at Charlamagne and be like, yo, listen, this is gonna just start another week of people just all in my comments saying this and that, everybody asking me about it. If we could, or if it's that necessary to the content, leave it in. But otherwise, like, take that shit out.
Yeah.
That's a conversation I imagine. Unless you're me, who loves the back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, bring this in tomorrow.
Right. It's like, I mean, when the picture came up with me and Vic Mensa, it was mad people like, you taking pictures with ex-ops and this, that, and the third. But the thing was, like, I didn't even have a conversation with him regarding you. It was about, I was speaking to kids, at-risk youth, about gun violence in Chicago and just, you know, kids being themselves, etc. So it's like, I don't think I would ever I wouldn't want to do something with nobody where they overtly disrespecting you for it to be seen. You know what I'm saying?
But then we just presented the option of sitting out the interview, right?
Yeah.
You said you're cool with that. So when the Vic Mensa thing happened, for example, I had known Vic for a very long time. That shit caught me off guard. Nobody saw that coming, and all of his fans were pissed at me because I didn't defend him. Mind you, we had known each other like 3 months, but it's definitely difficult, especially when you're doing, it's like basically live to tape shit, like.
Well, the only reason why I say sitting out, like, I think everyone's dynamic is different, right?
Yeah.
Like, it would be weird if we had a guest and just Wayno just not here. You feel me? Like, that's just super weird.
But didn't
like,
you just say that that's an option for them?
They do it. I'm telling you, they do it. You know, and again,
So it's all
I know
case
they
by
have
case.
schedules, so sometimes it's by just chance, but like, they admitted, yo, I don't rock with Troy Ave, or I don't rock with the stuff he's jacking right now. I don't want to be a part of the interview. Y'all two could do it. I will not be a part of it. And even Angela said it too. She said, y'all could interview Gucci. I'm not.
Right.
Envy just chose to ride with her.
Yeah.
And I think that also adds to the fire of why Gucci's like, word, like, what's your whole part in this, you know? So it's interesting, but they'll work it out, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Probably not.
No, I mean, usually at the end of the day, I feel like conversations get had even if it takes a while. It's just unfortunate that it has to get to this point, because you're right. I would hate to be in his position right now. Well, I've been there before. Anyway, much love to both of them. Hopefully they figure this out soon. So elsewhere in the interview, Gucci talked about that post he put up back in April, where he basically said that Takeoff and Quavo like threw away their fake chains in exchange for the chains he had on his neck. They definitely felt a way about it, so he gets into that. Check it out.
From the beginning, and I had y'all back when everybody else was hating. But on the internet, it seemed like, damn, you trying to play me.
Yeah.
So, and I can understand that too. So though I say it was a misunderstanding. But because I know Takeoff and we do talk, I say, hey, Takeoff, man, my bad. I didn't mean that. You know, I got nothing but love for you, and y'all my brothers. I'm sorry, you know. So I told him that, but hey, they still ain't talked to me since.
You ain't talked to them since? Stop playing, man.
They cut me out behind
No,
that
they
shit.
didn't. You playing.
Man, cut me out behind that shit. Man.
No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that made me kind of sad. He seems really humble about all of it. He was also talking about the situation with Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan when he was on the show, that sometimes he gets excited and says things and it rubs them the wrong way, but he will apologize behind the scenes. So hopefully they fix this too.
I don't know. It was a tremendous moment in the interview we had with him when like he admitted, he's like, yo, I apologize, I was wrong. Like, I think for someone like Gucci, it takes a lot of growth and development to get to that point. And I do believe like he kind of saw it the other side, because a lot of people you only see from your side, like, yo, nigga, I'm telling the truth, why you mad? But I think he understood, like, yo, where they are now, how it's being put out there, and how the internet's it has a lens, how it looks at shit in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
The way he said it was probably not too good.
Yeah, his delivery wasn't.
Yeah, and he apologized. I do think they're gonna come back together and be cool, because like when someone helps you out like that or looks out for you, like Gucci could have fucked them in a lot of different ways. Pause. I'm gonna hit the pause. See, because he had them in a contract. He let them out.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like it was, I believe, management or whatever. He had them in a contract. He could have kept them like most labels or management team do when an artist doesn't want to be with you anymore, and he let them go. So I think this is petty, but I think they'll bring it back together. It's just a little petty misunderstanding.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's just how he said it. He was like, man, they threw their fake chain. Like, they might have not wanted anybody to know that they had fake chains at the time or something like that.
According to Gucci, look like everybody do, at least in that studio.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know what's crazy? When I was going to Atlanta, this dude on the plane tried to sell me some fake watches.
On the plane?
Yeah. Like, he looked at my watch, he's like...
You looked at the Rollie?
He looked at my watch and was like, he said, yo, man. He said, I see you got a nice timepiece. He like, yo, he said, I got a few things. And I'm looking, I'm thinking he a jeweler or something. He like, yeah, man, I got these, but they're replicas. I was like, oh, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm straight. I'm cool.
On the plane.
On the plane. Like,
Did you tell him that yours were real?
it's none of his, like, at that point, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, I'm cool.
All right, so a couple months ago or weeks ago, I don't know, I'm in a time warp. Nicki announced that she was planning to retire soon. I mean, the theory from these guys was that it was just a temperature check, just to see how people would respond to her. So in a recent interview with The Shade Room, she revealed that when she announced her retirement last month, she was actually just talking about her 5th album. Take a look.
When I posted that retirement tweet, I knew that I still had music that I already had recorded that was still gonna come out. So the retirement was kind of talking about like my album, like meaning like, do I want to go back and record my 5th album? That's what I was talking about. But I knew that, of course, features, I always get asked to do features, and I like features. So it was really about the 5th album.
Okay, I'm just gonna let a fan ask this question. Everyday struggle. Please help me understand Nicki's retirement. Is she retiring after she drops her next album, or does she mean that she's no longer planning to re-record new music for her next album? I'm confused with the explanation.
I'm just as confused. I'm just as confused. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, when she said that, I thought that, not that it was just her fish. I didn't think it was specifically just her fishing. I just felt like it was a lot for her. Her perception is not what it once was, musically and just in media. So I thought that she was just taking some time off, but I don't know if she's actually gonna retire or not. I mean,
I think he's not retiring. I still do believe it's a temperature check, one that probably, I think it reinforced that her fan base is still as strong as it was at any time, like in the last 10 years. And they were super upset. So, I think after that, like she probably maybe had a moment of doubt. And I do think that she's, like, I'm not buying any of what she's saying, like, yo, she's not gonna record any more new music. Like, I think she's gonna work on her album till it comes out. I do think she wants this next project to do really well. And again, coming off a project like Queen, where like the success of the album, and to be honest, it was a cool project. Like, it was really muddied with just talks of, oh, she might not be that number one anymore. She lost to Travis. Oh, Cardi outsold her. I think, like, not saying it's a bounce back, because I don't think she's hit a low yet. I think she wants this to be just another high in her career. So I don't think she's gonna be on some. I don't want to record music. She's gonna do that.
Yeah, I think she just at this point just gotta let the music speak for herself. Like I feel like all the other shit around it is what kind of takes away from her music. You know, like we talked about that the other day about like how things are perceived if it's presented a certain way, and I think that like every time she's been coming back with like the ruling of with this iron fist of Nicki, and that's not what people really like from Nicki or loved from Nicki. You know, even though she might feel a way about a lot of shit, I feel like she's at her best when she's just putting out her music. You know?
And also like I'm open to being wrong. I'm just speculating. I don't know her really at all, but I also look at it like I see on social media like she's now married. You know, she's been really enjoying time with her husband, her future husband. I don't know if it's really official, but what that leads me to think is that maybe she's like Nicki's like I know she's been in some very public relationships with Safari, with Meek Mill, and I mean with Nas for a short stint, but like. It never felt like she was just like living in between music. And that's like a major important thing for someone like, you know, Nicki, who has accomplished a lot. She has to work really hard to make sure she could keep up a certain level of her career. But if you don't take that time to live, you know, like at some point, like it all kind of gets to you. And I think part of it, I'm not going to say like it's completely getting to her, but when you start thinking about, let me just put the retirement bug in the air, I think her spending time with her new husband and really showcasing that part of her life, like, yo, I'm living. I think that also kind of brings everything back full focus. So
Ak is trying to get back in with the Barbs.
no,
Right.
oh my,
He's trying to get
Why
back
y'all
and go with
think
the
that?
Some
Barbs.
time now.
Yeah.
no, they still hate me.
Do you take the time to live Akademiks?
I need to take the time to get well. I think that's about it. But no, that's very important. No, I do. I think everyone has to. Like, I think when you start, Nicki was like a fucking machine. Yeah. Feature, and she does do a lot still. But it was like we only saw work. And in this entertainment business where like it's so transparent, like we see, with other artists, like shit. I mean, I think Drake gets like slack just because we don't see him and his son. With everybody else, Cali, we see him and his son. With Cardi, we see her and Offset. We pretty much see these people whole lives, and as they grow, usually you see a change of kind of like just personal balance and career balance. I think we all go through that. You probably went through that. Like when you were probably like 21 and you're just like trying to get to the next level, like working, and after a while, you're like, you know what? I need to balance like personal happiness plus career happiness. Yeah. So I think that's where she's at. Hopefully she found it.
Well said, Akademiks.
If she found it, that means Zoo will not be looking for me.
Well, congrats. If she is married, congrats.
They're looking for your ass.
To Nicki.
He's getting married.
So in a recent interview with Rap Radar, Cardi said that her impact on the game so far has basically paved the way for new female rappers to get label offers much faster than ever.
I feel like after me, I'll say that it's kind of like easier for a lot of these female artists. Like I feel like before me, there was no female rapper that was signed to a label. Well, the ones that already been established.
Yeah.
Nobody was signing them.
Yeah, right.
And now everybody's just signing them if you could rap and you got a couple of followers, because nobody want to miss the opportunity. Like a lot of labels and people miss the opportunity with me because I went to a couple.
So Cardi blowing up definitely gave a lot of upcoming female rappers confidence to pursue the career. I think you could see how profitable it could be. But do you agree that she changed the label situation?
Absolutely. I mean, like, Cardi, no, she said, like, people don't want to miss that shot. She's absolutely right. Most of the female artists that we know and love came from crews. Like, Lil' Kim came from Junior Mafia, Foxy came from The Firm, Nicki came from Young Money. Like, she's not the first, but she's one of the biggest artists to not come from a crew. And I think that it blew up because it took a lot of time and curation to kind of build it. It wasn't like, when I first seen her get signed, I was like, nah, are they crazy? Like, they signed Cardi B, like, for real. I'm not saying I was a hater, I just didn't know that she could do anything musically. But yeah, she definitely opened up the doors for women to just get signed, because now they're snatching them up just as fast as they snatching any little dudes that's doing research, because you don't want to miss out on that chance. But Cardi is like fucking once in a lifetime type of talent. Yeah, she's not regular,
I won't say all female rappers, but she paved the way for strippers and bartenders to get signed, and that's not being disrespectful. I see a lot more, like almost every like dancer or bartender I know after on their day off they hit the studio now. Shit, I go to a studio where like to keep it real is booked out by strippers and bartenders. I got to be honest with you, and honestly they see a legit path to becoming a star. Like what they're doing now, dancing or whatever they're doing. It's an exit path to getting there. You know, like it's just a temporary stop. So I do think those people, I think that they admit it. They want to be Cardi B. They all have like bright personalities and they feel like they could kind of do some of the same things.
I gotta stop you real quick. Which strippers got signed after Cardi B?
I mean, wait, got signed or is doing good?
I mean, no.
I don't get nobody no shout out now.
No, I'm saying.
Mad strippers.
They not signed.
Half of Lust is rapping.
They not signed. Lust ain't even open in years. I'm just saying, like, they're not signed. Like, none of these, while, yeah, she may have won it, strippers and bartenders might look at it as an opportunity saying she came from this place I came from. There's not none of them that's signed and successful.
When I look
people think, wait, real quick, people think Megan Thee Stallion's a stripper. She's not a stripper.
No, see? But that's what I was going to say. Like, those people, I don't give, you think Cardi getting signed is the reason why Megan Thee Stallion's on?
No, I never said that.
That's why I'm saying I have to pause Cardi at the type of people that I believe her being signed is inspiring. Because I think that's why we get Dream Doll popping up. I think that's why you get a lot of these DJs who they know one chick in the club who's talented, got bright personality, they sign. Whether it's a production company, maybe they didn't get big enough yet. But a lot of them, and I'm not shitting on anyone, that's this is a reality. Now, this is why I paused her. The successful ones, she's the only stripper that's really like successful.
Yeah, but I think that's like setting the bar too. Like I think that Cardi B is influenced more than strippers and bartenders to be rappers, or for people to look at female rappers.
All right, so let me ask you your question you just asked me. Name one successful person that you think Cardi B inspired.
One successful person that I think
one successful.
I think like the
rapper.
Well, successful comes in a lot of different levels.
Yeah?
It comes in a lot of different levels. But I say like no, like honestly, I think like girls like Asian Doll, the girl Mulatto. Like I think that she inspires them. I even Megan Thee Stallion to an extent. I don't think that I think that Megan Thee Stallion, when you see Megan Thee Stallion, right, which I said that she's the third one out of the top rappers she is, right, female rappers. But when you see Megan Thee Stallion and her personality and her dancing and her rap, you make that decision based off what Cardi B did with her career.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, and again, I love Cardi, but like when I look at Cardi, I look at the mold, and when you're talking about you pave the way, what is the mold? The mold is you may not be a rapper, you look attractive, you have a great personality, and somebody puts you in a studio and they get you music. That is not Megan Thee Stallion, and that's not a lot of
Akademiks.
Black China.
No.
Okay, Black China, I'll give you that.
Black China, but she never, like, I'm talking about the ones that actually did something with this shit. What the Black China ain't never do nothing with no music?
Hey, you just wait and see.
Bro.
You never know.
It's been some years now.
No, but I gotta ask you what the mold is, because as much as I love her, I think that was the whole perception. Like, Cardi got some flack in Atlanta. He was getting mad flack. It was like, basically, y'all took someone who we don't know if their true passion was even rapping, but it felt like they were a personality. Keep in mind, she was really popping on Instagram for just being entertaining.
Yeah.
And you put this young woman in the studio, and you get her some help, and you come out with the record. And based on her likability, based on how you can market her, it's a hit. Yeah. I just don't see that with, I don't even see that with Asian Doll and them chicks. Like most of them chicks, they're on like a different wave. You feel me? Like, and I wouldn't credit, I wouldn't.
So you're just speaking on specifically the writing aspect of it, not just to being an entertainer, just the writing aspect of it?
No, not only that. I just feel like it's a whole package. I feel like there's a bunch of women that people are picking, like, yo, she
that's the
could
next.
be it. And they're trying to set up to be the next Cardi B's, and they're getting deals. They're not popping off yet. Like most of them, they get meetings, or you got like some DJ who's popular, or some hood nigga funding the situation, but they're not Cardi. They're not Cardi yet. But I can't say that for the other women who have popped up yet. I think it's to come.
You think these deals that they get, the offers are a lot smaller than what guys get. So back to this conversation about, labels not always wanting to sign females as fast because it's just more expensive. I was watching Angie's show, I think it's called Untold Stories of Hip Hop. She had Trina on, and she was talking a lot about how that's still a big issue. The hair, the makeup, the outfits, all of that, how it's so much maintenance. So how does that affect, the situation when a label's trying to give out a deal?
I give out deals. So I tell you exactly how it goes, right? If you got a record or some records, you can get a big deal. But if you don't, and it's gonna take like development, that's why, I do give you, I give you some credit on that one, because you have to be, a female artist today really has to be produced. Like you can't just walk in and how they see dudes like, yo, if we just do this and do that, they'll go. Because with dudes, it's way much easier and it's way much cheaper.
Yeah.
The cost goes more into their pocket as opposed to what you got to spend on them. With women, it's like you got to put money in their pocket and you got to spend a lot. Women is the only people I see like labels saying, "What's her live show look like before they sign them?" Like a lot of people's like, "Well, does she have a live show?" You don't hear that about no niggas.
When they ask that question, what kind of answers are they looking for?
I think because like, in order to be let me not say in order to be, but like, most successful female artists have really great, I'm talking about high successful ones, have really great
like
live
elaborate
shows.
in terms of like outfits and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, whole performance, dances, like all of that shit. Like, look, why everybody gives Sweetie a lot of flack for not being the best rapper, she puts on a really good show. You know what I mean? She has a dope DJ who hypes up the crowd. She has dancers. They dress it like she has a whole presentation. I think they look at that more and the record that they're gonna push before they say, can she actually rap?
Interesting.
And
Okay.
Trina's right. They definitely look at, because the thing is like, you can spend all of this money alone with put money in their pocket and they don't pop.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up Sweetie. I might say she might, if she's talking about Sweetie, okay, I'll give her that. Right? I feel like that's part of the mold, maybe I'm not too familiar with Meg Thee Stallion's come up. She just seemed like a pretty dope or decent rapper that kind of just got her chance. Not like it was like, all right, cool. You want to rap? It didn't feel like that.
Yeah, well, I agree there.
It wasn't like that. It was like her freestyles that went viral. That was very much her building out organic, and her mom was like a performer when she was younger, so I would take her out of that equation.
That's what I'm saying. Like with her, I just think that if you look at her when she's on the come up, because I did see Meg Thee Stallion before she got signed, and she was doing like small rooms and all of that. You could look at her and see it like, oh, all right, we got to jump on that because it's going to be the next big thing. And I think that even though Cardi, she did have a little help here and there, it did open up the doors for people to say, yo, let's grab the girl. Because at one point in time, nobody was looking at any girls at all, no matter how pretty they was, no matter how like dope as a rapper they wasn't looking at them at all. So I think from an entertainer aspect, she has paved the way for like the next female entertainers who are rappers.
I think also like maybe in a year, actually even now, I think the city girls could say they have almost equal influence. All these chicks rapping about scamming niggas now. That's not Cardi's lane. That's the city girl shit. So I'm giving it to city girls.
I think that the thing that also comes with, social media is like the biggest like census gauge on what you should talk about in music, right? Because when I look at the city girls and their content, all it is women talking about how they tired of how niggas did them. So they doing niggas the way, like for real. I seen JT, she said some shit like, yo, I was locked up with women and they just was like, yo, like, I'm in here for a nigga who did, you know what I mean? Like I was riding for him, nigga ain't riding for me. So that was fuck these niggas. Like, and that's the conversation on social media. If you look at all the memes, that's the city girl subject matter. Like most of the memes. These niggas ain't like, niggas don't want to take you on a date or you got to go half with them on a date. Fuck these bum ass niggas. Like I think that you can really gauge like how you do the music based on what you see in socially. City girls might just be the martyr for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, again, Cardi, the non-rapping to rapping like mold, got you. In terms of content though, most of these chicks rapping about scamming.
Ike is just still scared it's gonna happen to him.
It's happened to him already.
They've been scamming me. Yeah, let's move on, man. Let's move on.
Yeah, I forgot.
You
You're
get
not a
catching
real New Yorker.
flashbacks,
You get
right?
finessed everywhere you
You
go.
get
So Playboi Carti, he was supposed to drop that project Whole Lotta Red. Not that he explicitly promised it. Anyway, an album didn't come. People were super upset about it. So we have a question. Do you guys think that Playboi Carti will be able to gain that Magnolia traction when Whole Lotta Red drops? It's been super anticipated album, or do you think all of the leaks have affected the release as well as the excitement?
Them leaks ain't affect shit, man. He got it right now. I ain't gonna lie, like he has it. Like you, I think that it's a two-part thing. I think one part is Cardi being on some Dr. Dre shit where he's just critical of every single thing he does. Cause I asked somebody like, how does these leaks
Playboi
happen?
Carti.
Yeah, Playboi Carti. You know, how do these leaks happen? And it's like sometimes he just sends a fan or two like records and then they leak them, like the same shit Ugly God did. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Wait a second. I'm speaking internally now, academics. You don't be going to visit people.
No. I've heard this, I've heard the same thing, except not on some mistake. Like I heard he leaks the shit himself. He sends it to fan pages.
Yeah.
If you send your music to fan pages, which basically on a subtle type of note, and you know it keeps getting leaked, you keep sending to him, nigga, you're leaking it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the strategy here, leaking his own records?
I mean, I think
Fans fuck with it regardless.
They fuck with him regardless. He has a cult-like following, but he's doing weird shit like.
Is it because you
Fun
think he's like nervous to drop the whole project? He wants to see the feedback first on the fan pages?
I think he's just like, while he doesn't really say much on records, he's very a perfectionist musically. Like, he wants it to be a certain way before it gets out. And I think that like, he just keeps continuously trying to outdo himself. I don't think he knows how to turn the faucet off. That's what holds him back so much.
You guys think he has anything to prove on this album? Or
Nah. The great thing about him is that like, I do think he's, in a good way, suffering from the Uzi syndrome. The longer it takes, the more anticipation it is. Like, he's really, remember what we call like certain type of rap, mumble rap, he's like the godfather of all these niggas. He just never put out music. Whether he was like hanging around Rocky for a while and people wondering, where's your project? He's really scared to putting out music. I do believe he's a perfectionist. Like, shit, his fans was up in arms about, like, he had a track with Trippie Redd on Trippie's album, and the track got like taken off the album, and everyone's like, yo Trippie was hating because like, no. And what I found out was like the real reason, after the song's out, Cardi didn't like the mix. And it's like he disapproved of it so much, they're like, fuck it, we'll just take it off. Wow. So that tells me that you're really into making sure not only everyone else is pleased, and the fans love the song, but he wasn't pleased with it. Yeah. So, I think it's figuring that out, but I think it's that new age, like, fucking way of promo and shit. Because if you're leaking your own shit, come on now.
Leaks his own shit.
Mastermind shit.
Let's see what
Well,
happens
at least we
on
got him
Friday.
on the Tyler and Solange albums.
Yeah.
Still 2 great features to hold us down. All right, let's see. What do we have for quick hits today? Let's end with Kevin Gates. My guy, Kevin Gates. So he recently did an interview with Men's Health where he was talking about sort of his fitness journey and explained like what really made him pull the trigger. Check it out.
Dang, bro. How you get skinny so fast? I need some tips. One word. Commitment. But what really did it for me, I had my shirt off and I was holding my partner baby and his baby tried to suck my breast. The baby kept going like this. You know how babies open their mouth and do that? And I just was like, I am too fat. I'm a fat slob. I need to lose weight. That was the most embarrassing shit. I mean, even though I'm a big gorilla, I got feelings too.
I love this
This
man.
is so cap. But it's a great story.
Why can't this be true?
Nah, because I've talked to like...
You felt babies too and they tried to?
Nah, I don't know.
Yo, can you imagine? The internet would never let you live.
I talked to Kevin, like, I talked to him like even after the show. I'm glad like he even came up to the show. Like we actually built like a little relationship. I've talked to him about certain stuff and like even like encouraging like me in terms of, he's like, yo, all you gotta do is get started. Keep going, this and third. He's a great person in terms of that. And the things that he told me wasn't like, when he decided to lose weight, the baby started sucking his.
Yo, whatever. Maybe he just forgot that part of the story.
No, this is a good story. This is content. Who gives a fuck if it's really real? I'm just saying, I never heard it. We talked about it a couple times. Like, I ain't hear this shit till now.
See, Ak has been getting tips.
Yeah, but he's not internalizing any of these tips.
No.
What's
we've been
good with
talking.
your fitness journey, Ak?
Me and Kevin been talking. I'm about to get into it with my man Gucci. That's a big goo out, man. They gonna lead me to the promised land. Trust me. These are the best role models we need.
Okay, Akademiks.
Fact.
All right, guys, that is our show for today. Thank you for watching Everyday Struggle. We will be back here tomorrow at the same time on Complex Networks, and we'll see you at ComplexCon, first weekend of November in Long Beach.